Hey Aries, I just did a reading for you and honestly, what came through is so specific about this whole situation where someone is acting like they do not care about you anymore. But the cards are showing me something completely different beneath that surface. Let me share what I am seeing because this energy is really clear right now. So, I pulled the Page of Wands first, and this card immediately told me that this person is actually in a phase of wanting to start fresh communication with you. Like, they are rehearsing what they want to say to you in their mind. The page energy is youthful and eager, so even though they are walking around acting indifferent or like you do not matter, internally they are composing messages they have not sent yet. They are thinking about casual ways to reach out that would not make them look too interested. This is someone who is pretending to be cool and collected, but their thoughts are absolutely fixated on finding the right moment to reconnect with you. The Page of Wands does not know how to hide enthusiasm very well, so their mask is actually pretty thin if you look closely. Then I drew the Ten of Wands and this really explained why they are pretending. Aries, this person is carrying so much weight right now. They have burdens that have nothing to do with you, responsibilities that are crushing them, and they feel like they cannot handle one more emotional thing. So the act of not caring is actually their way of protecting themselves from additional stress. They think that if they admit how much they still think about you, it will add another burden to their already overwhelming life. This card shows someone who is exhausted and using emotional distance as a survival mechanism. But notice this, they are still holding on to all 10 wands. They have not dropped the one that represents you. They are just pretending it does not weigh anything. The Eight of Swords showed up next and wow, this is about their mental state. This person feels trapped by their own thoughts about you and this whole situation. They have built up so many stories in their mind about why they should not care, why reaching out would be weak, why you probably have moved on. And all these narratives have become like swords surrounding them. The truth is they have created their own prison here. Nobody is actually stopping them from being honest except their own fear and overthinking. They are blindfolded by their assumptions about what you think or what would happen if they showed their real feelings. This is someone who has talked themselves into paralysis. The pretending is their way of staying safe inside this self-imposed limitation. Next came the Page of Pentacles, and this shifted the energy a bit. This card is telling me that despite all the pretending, this person is actually being very practical and observant about you from a distance. They are noticing what you post, how you seem, what you are doing with your life. The Page of Pentacles is a student energy, so they are literally studying you without you knowing. They want to understand if there is still an opportunity here, if the ground is still fertile for something to grow between you two. They are assessing the situation very carefully before making any move. This is not someone who has forgotten about you at all. This is someone who is doing reconnaissance while acting like they have moved on completely. Then I pulled the Hanged Man and Aries. This is the core of everything. This person is in a suspended state. They are stuck between two worlds right now, between caring and not caring, between reaching out and staying silent, between their pride and their heart. The Hanged Man represents a necessary pause, a time of seeing things from a completely different perspective. What looks like them not caring is actually them being in a transformative waiting period. They are hanging upside down, seeing the whole situation differently than they did before. This is someone who is going through an internal shift about what they want and what matters to them. The pretending is just what you see on the surface while underneath everything is changing. The Seven of Cups came through, and this explains so much about their confusion. Aries, this person has so many fantasies, options, and illusions in their mind right now. They are looking at 7 different cups, and each one represents a different possible future. Some involve you, some do not. Some are realistic, some are pure fantasy. The Seven of Cups shows someone who is overwhelmed by choices and possibilities to the point where they cannot actually choose anything. So they pretend not to care because that feels easier than sorting through all these complex emotions and potential outcomes. They are literally lost in their own imagination about what could be, what should be, and what they are afraid might be. The indifference is a shield against this overwhelming internal chaos. I drew the Four of Cups next, and this card really nailed their current pose. You know how the Four of Cups shows someone sitting with their arms crossed, ignoring the cup being offered to them. That is exactly what is happening here. This person is so focused on what they think they have lost or what disappointed them in the past that they are completely blind to what is actually being offered to them right now. They are sulking, meditating on old hurts, and missing the opportunity right in front of them. The pretending not to care is them being stubborn and stuck in their own emotional dissatisfaction. But here's the thing, Aries, the fourth cup is still there waiting. The offer has not been withdrawn. They are just too caught up in their own brooding to notice it. The Chariot showed up, and this is where things get interesting about the major change that is coming. The Chariot does not mess around. This is forward movement that cannot be stopped. Someone is about to take decisive action and move in a clear direction. After all this pretending, all this stuckness, all this confusion, there is going to be a moment where they harness their willpower and actually do something. The Chariot suggests that this person will stop pretending once they have gained enough control over their internal opposing forces. Right now they have one horse pulling them toward you and one pulling them away. But soon, they will get those horses aligned, and when they do, the movement will be swift and determined. This pretending phase is ending. Then I pulled the Four of Swords, and this gave me timing information. This card represents rest, recovery, and contemplation. Before that major change with the Chariot happens, this person is in a period of necessary withdrawal. The Four of Swords is someone lying down, taking a break from the battle. So the pretending not to care is actually them resting before they make their big move. They need this time to recuperate from whatever has been draining them. They need this pause to gather their strength. Think of it like a warrior who needs to heal before going back into action. The indifference you are seeing is not permanent. It is a strategic retreat before the advance. They are preparing themselves even if they do not fully realize it yet. Finally, I drew the Six of Swords and Aries. This is huge for what is coming. The Six of Swords is about transition, moving away from troubled waters toward calmer shores. This is not a maybe card. This is a definite movement from one state to another. Someone is going to leave behind the old way of being and travel toward something better. The boat is already in the water. The journey has already begun even if it is not obvious yet. This person pretending not to care is actually someone who is already in transition away from that pretense. They are moving from confusion to clarity, from stuck to flowing, from pretending to authenticity. The Six of Swords tells me that very soon, you will see them drop the act because they cannot maintain it while crossing into new emotional territory. So here's what I am seeing in the bigger picture. Aries, this person is absolutely pretending not to care about you. But beneath that mask is someone who is overwhelmed, trapped by their own thoughts, studying you from afar, and going through a massive internal transformation. They are resting and preparing for a significant move. The major change that is coming is them dropping this whole pretense and actually taking clear, directed action toward either resolution or reconnection. The cards are showing me that this fake indifference cannot last much longer because too much is shifting beneath the surface. What you are experiencing right now is the calm before the movement. They are in their Four of Swords rest period, but the Chariot is coming. They are hanging suspended like the Hanged Man, but the Six of Swords shows that boat is already moving toward new shores. All of this pretending is just the surface tension before something breaks through. The energy here is not about whether they care. They absolutely do. The energy is about when they will stop hiding it and what will finally push them to be real about their feelings. Based on these cards, that moment is approaching faster than either of you might think. Does this resonate with what you have been feeling about this situation? Because the cards are really clear that underneath all the pretending, there is so much more happening than what you can see.